Welcome back to the Intersint podcast. We're pretty much to the millennial midlife crisis of episode 27. How are you?
Thanks.
It really is. I feel like I always wonder, maybe something we could ask our parents of, like, when did your midlife crisis end? Because I feel like for millennials, it's getting younger and younger.
When do you think yours started?
I can tell you exactly when. It was whenever I turned 25.
Yay.
And I wake up to a birthday message from my sister that said, "Happy birthday, you're halfway to 50. And I was like, that was the biggest slap in the face birthday message I've ever received ever in my life. Thanks for that. Now I'm going to be pondering that for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I feel like mine was about the same, 25, 26. I have somehow been alive for this long.
We always heard growing up, like, oh, time flies by. And you're like, how? That's not even possible. And then, I mean, even for us, we've known each other 4 years, almost 5 now.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't at all. It felt like maybe a year went by.
Like just the other day, I think at work, we were talking about music and one of our coworkers started playing Stereo Hearts.
What is that?
My heart's a stereo.
Oh, jeez. I never knew that was the name of the song.
I was like, oh, when did that song come out? 2008? Because in my head, that's when it was it. My other coworker looked it up. It was 2013.
Oh, wow.
I think. And he was like, that song came out halfway from when we were born and halfway from when that song was released to now. And I just had to stare at him and just be like, thanks for that existential crisis. My brain is not going to work for the rest of the day now.
It's insane. And like, I was talking to my guitarist from my last band, and he's like, oh yeah, we're coming up on 10 years since the band was formed. I'm like,
jeez,
what are you talking about? It hasn't been 10 years. And yeah, it's been 10 years now. And how? Granted, COVID wiped out, 3 years of our lives?
I feel like COVID is still wiping out some of it.
It like aged everyone dramatically.
Pretty much.
There's just a time warp in our brains now that nothing makes sense anymore.
Those 3 years just don't exist. So technically we're all just 3 years behind.
There you go. That's a good explanation for it.
Yeah.
I always joke to you about it, like off the podcast, but we're going to be like 60 and be like, how the fuck did we get here already? We're just in the old person home, just in our wheelchairs.
Still pulling the same shit we do now.
Remember Blink-182?
We saw them yesterday, right? I saw a video this morning of, I think it was like a hockey team, and it was like, what year do you consider old? And all of them, or like the majority of them, was like 1999. And I'm like, if that's old, I'm ancient, you're dead.
And I think that's the big thing. Now with the internet and social media and all this stuff, we see like so much success at 12, 13, and even a little bit later, like 17, 18. That's like, oh, you need to hit success by 17 or 18.
Success as in like seeing stuff on social media?
As in being successful.
Oh, like socially.
Yeah. Like you see like these like quote unquote celebrities and they're like, oh, I'm turning 25 today. And it's like, what the hell?
Bitch, stop.
I think before the internet, we didn't have that. It was just, we cared about our lives.
It was also drilled into our heads of like, you need to do these certain things at these certain times of your life or you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
And so that's what we were focused on. Whereas now it's like, you could be successful on the internet because that didn't exist for us.
Yeah. It was just, the internet was just a place to play Flash games.
Pretty much.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Actually, I got into a conversation with the guy at work, and I wanted to get your input on it.
Okay.
If we just started over with the internet, like we've come too far, let's unplug it. We don't need it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you would be happier without it?
Happier as in I won't have something that's a handcuff, technically.
That's a great way to explain that.
But there are things that would have to come back if the internet goes away.
What?
Like travel agencies,
different
things that you could do with the click of a button rather than you having to go physically outside to get it.
Even that in like paying bills.
Yeah. I remember like back in the day, I think it was right before we drove up here to move up here, my parents had to give their landlord their final rent payment, and it was a check in an envelope. and we had to like drive to their house to give it to them. Usually it would be by mail, but it was like, oh, we're never going to be here again. So here's the last month's rent or whatever. And in my head, I'm thinking, I will have to do this.
I don't want to see people. I just want to pay. But I have a redemption thing that, I mean, we literally just talked about this a couple episodes ago. Where you went to the Grand, or no, it was last episode. You went to the Grand Canyon and you're like, I thought I had to be annoyed.
Cautious.
Or not annoyed. I thought I had to be
alert, cautious.
Is that what you said?
I don't know.
I thought I had to
guessing.
be cautious about driving because of all the boards with nails, and I thought I was going to be in trouble. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going crazy. This just happened where they're finding in Oregon boards with nails and screws poking out of it on the roads.
You'd think it'd be anywhere like in the Midwest somewhere where it's like legit nothingness.
Yeah.
Because I've driven around in Oregon on my road trip, and I've never seen that.
It's just insane. Like, I'm like, oh, here it is. I knew it. I knew it happened in the US too. I need to bring this up.
Well, can I say you're also wrong?
About what?
You're dumb.
We've established this over the course of this many episodes.
So I forget when this was. This was back when we were talking about, it was a few episodes ago, but you were like, what's that one song in The Office? And I was like, Chris Brown Forever, without even like hesitation.
Oh, when we were talking about you being Shazam.
Yes. And you were like, no, it's this other one. And I was like, okay, that's Jay Sean. Yeah. You were dead wrong. I was right and you gaslit me. So fuck you.
Can I be honest? After I said that, I'm like, oh no, it's this song. Even after I said that and you said the song, we just moved on. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the song. That was
You fucker. You gaslit me into thinking that was the right one and I was the wrong one.
You believe me knowing that my memory is shit and I...
Well, my memory is shit too. I have one brain cell.
Okay, I don't know how the song goes that you are saying.
I can't tell you, but it was Chris Brown, so I don't...
And I don't remember the one I said it was.
You said it was Down by Jay Sean.
Oh, okay. See, in my head, that still is the right scene for The Office.
No, it's not.
I'm going to have to go back now and watch the scene.
Yeah, you do. And then you're going to apologize to me for gaslighting me.
Well, I am sorry.
Thank you. So
hey, sweet. Gaslighting works.
I want to get you a neon sign to have you just hang up at your desk at work.
Just gaslighting works.
Yes.
It does.
To be fair, you are not a gaslighter.
No.
I'm just gonna make that clear.
No. I will for the sake of comedy.
Yeah, you will.
Or if I'm just oblivious, then I can convince you that you're wrong, even though I'm the wrong one.
Rude. You did that to me so many times when we were working together too.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was just pure fun. Just
That was mean. It was fun on your end.
I mean, plus with that, when we worked together, we were just exhausted all the time.
Yeah, this was back when our bosses thought it was a great idea to have basically 16-hour days, no life, and a goal to send like 3,000 fucking projects in the course of like 3 months.
That's whenever I was working 16-hour days, 7 days a week for 3 months straight.
Yep.
And I was the only one. No one else was doing that except for me.
Because you decided that you wanted to be the dependable one.
I wanted that paycheck is what I wanted.
That's
I was
true,
getting
too.
paid hourly. I'm getting paid my hours.
Exactly. And me being responsible of making sure those projects got sent out, I had to do those hours as well.
We just had those days where we were just, you could tell when you came in what the mood was going to be for the day. And we would just, there'd be days where we're just arguing for nothing about nothing all day. Being sassy and just attitude towards each other. The amount of times you gave me this look of like, I'm about to jump over your cubicle and attack you because keep talking.
Like, I'm so done with you. Please shut up.
But has anything been happening in the news?
Goldfish changed their name.
What?
You
make a cracker that is the shape of a fish that is gold colored, and it is a goldfish. What are you naming the name to?
So they wanted to appeal to the millennial generation because we were the ones who ate this all the time as kids, right?
Right.
They are changing it to Chilean sea bass.
This is a joke, right?
I hope it is.
That-
I can see your brain just like not working anymore.
This is the worst marketing technique I've ever seen.
It's kind of like, because I'm looking at the article now, they're relating it to the IHOP thing. Do you remember that?
When they changed it to International House of Burgers?
Mm-hmm. But it's sounding like this is gonna stick.
That is it's. Hey, do you want a bag of Chilean sea bass? Sea bass.
That is staying in. Oh, you idiot.
It's SpongeBob here with the Chilean sea bass.
You fucking idiot.
It is not my fault that bass and bass are the same exact word with the same exact spelling.
Okay, to be fair, I did the same thing as a kid.
Oh, did you?
But as a kid, I did not do it on the podcast, on a recording.
To be fair, the only time I see that word is in a musical sense.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
If I was a fisherman, then bass.
But you can't get it in stores, is the thing.
You can't?
No,
What
you
is
have to buy it off their website.
I'm already off of this ship. I don't care. I'm done. We're already witnessing companies going under or being close to going under all the time because of stupid decisions like this. When are corporations going to acknowledge that you don't have to do anything? Just stay the same. You've been Goldfish for this long. Stay Goldfish.
Stay Goldfish.
You've gone this long with like little, I mean, obviously there's a ton of advertising back in the day.
Right.
There's no more advertising from what I see. You don't need to advertise it. It is there. People know what goldfish are. People want goldfish. People love goldfish.
Exactly.
Why are you changing it?
And then if you're going to change it, why only have it on a website that's like fucking $8 for a bag?
And then it's probably a subscription fee of, oh yeah, you got to buy this, but you get a bag every month for this price.
Right.
Like, look at kettle chips. Arguably, probably
kettle chips.
Yeah.
It sounded like you said ships. I'm gonna have to go back and like listen to this.
My speech is just degrading.
Are you sure you're not having a stroke right now?
You know, the other day I was outside with the dog, and we're walking around, and I smelt something burning, and I was like, "Oh, someone's cooking something." But then the thought crossed my mind of, "Wait, is this a stroke?" And I'm like, I keep sniffing the air. Like, do I smell it over here? Do I smell it over here? Looking like a crazy person outside, just sniffing the air. Like,
I mean, where you live, it's normal.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, am I about to die, or is this actually something burning? I don't know.
You know how to check that, right?
What?
If you're having a stroke.
No.
You just smile, and if one side is droopy, then you're definitely having a stroke.
Is that a for sure thing, though? Because I know there's like 10 to 13 other signs that it could be coming.
There are, but that's like the main one of like, this is going to be the most life-threatening.
Are you a hypochondriac?
Hypochondriac. I know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Hypochondriac is like you're afraid that you have every disease known to humans.
No.
I am.
Really?
Oh man, so I thought you knew this about me.
No.
I vividly remember being in elementary school. I don't know what we were learning. It's probably science or something, but our teacher taught us about a disease, very, 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 very rare, where you're born with skin that isn't elastic.
Okay.
Therefore, when you start growing, you're not growing with your skin, you're growing into the skin, and you pretty much suffocate and die because your skin isn't allowing you your ability to grow. I remember being in class, pulling on my arm skin and being like, oh, this doesn't seem very elastic. It seems kind of tight. And just being terrified that I was about to die.
Mommy!
Anytime I learn about a new disease, I'm like, I start to get suspicious. Like, do I have that? I don't. Nah, do I? This is a weird headache now that I'm feeling all of a sudden.
I get that when I have to look at WebMD, which is like pretty much 99% of people who do, of like, hey, you have this, you're going to die pretty soon.
Yeah, no matter what, it's like, I got a paper cut. Yeah, you might have cancer.
Your blood may not clot correctly, you're going to die.
I have that.
Your blood doesn't clot correctly?
Yeah, it was a problem as a kid.
Okay.
It was. I remember being at the doctor's and they had this little machine thing that they put on your finger and they push a button and like a needle like stabs you really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they would just sit there with a cardboard wheel and like go around collecting my blood. And there's like a timer of how long it took for me to stop bleeding.
Oh.
And they had to check it a lot because there was points where I just didn't stop bleeding.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, that was a fun.
I mean, okay, for a guy who never goes, or not never, but like who hasn't been to the doctor in years, you're gonna think you have every disease in the book.
I go when I need to go.
You haven't been in for an annual physical in what, like half your life now?
An annual physical?
Yeah.
I've never gone to one.
Why?
Why do I need to?
Isn't it not required when you were in school?
Outside of school, I've never gone to one.
Okay. That's just telling me a lot about you.
Since high school, yeah, I've never done an annual physical.
Maybe 2025 will be the year we get you an annual physical. We need to see if you are normal.
You know what I'm terrified of? That age is coming around the corner of having to get my butt checked.
Oh, I can't wait for your first colonoscopy.
I'm not looking forward
I can't wait to hear all about it.
We'll do a live
How did it
podcast
feel?
episode within the room.
Hearing you screaming, and then it just goes dead silent because they have to put you under anesthesia. Oh, you're gonna get buck fucked.
It's either going to be tragic or I'm going to learn something new about myself. We don't know what yet.
Oh, if you learn something new about yourself, I want to hear it.
But yeah, hypochondriac.
You scared me that one day where you thought you were having a heart attack.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember it too, because you scared me so much that I was like working at my desk, but I was like also making sure that you were okay, and I needed to be on alert in case you like fell or something.
That was during that time of working the 16 hours
days.
And I think it was a Saturday and it was only you and I in there.
Yeah.
I don't think people were coming in like later in the day, I think.
People were going in and out, yeah.
Legitimately thought that was the day I was going to die because of how I felt.
And you were sitting like at the far end of the office too, like secluded on your own. So I was just like, I don't really like this, so I'm gonna like make sure you're okay.
Do 10-minute rounds like, hey, you doing okay? You're alive.
Just making sure you're up.
I still don't know what that was.
I think it was probably just stress, because you used to do those 16-hour days, but then you also used to do your own YouTube stuff.
Not at that time.
Oh, okay.
I think I stopped because of burnout.
Because
of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know.
All good.
My upstairs neighbors, I just got new neighbors apparently not too long ago, and they just love to blast music, and right now music is being played. So
Yay.
if music is picked up on my end, I am sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it.
That is okay.
I swear that I can't prove that they're doing this on purpose, but every night around 9:30 or 10, there's 3 pounds on the floor as to simulate like a knock, and then my dog freaks out. And I have to get him to calm down.
Wow. I think you told me this last night too, because you were complaining about it.
Yeah.
Log it. Like log down the times when they do it. And if it's consistent enough where it's like every day, then talk to management about it.
Yeah, but then I'm also thinking like, could it be someone up on the 4th floor knocking on their door, but it's so loud of a pound that it resonates down here? Possibility.
But say it's 9:30 every single night though.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to be there every single night, get keys.
Good point.
Like, I'm sorry your booty call is so loud, but...
Booty call. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, the goldfish thing.
Yeah, goldfish.
How do we get down the diseases?
I don't know. I miss goldfish, though. What was your favorite flavor?
Honestly, I was always just original...
You never, okay, I'm talking to you. You never venture out into anything. You're so bland.
Wait, what other flavors were there?
There's like Parmesan.
Okay, yeah, I did have those. Those are
pretzel
delicious.
colors.
There's pretzels?
Yeah.
Oh.
There are pretzel goldfish, and they are delicious.
I want to go find these now.
You can get them at any grocery store.
I'm gonna.
The next time you're out shopping.
I know. Next week I'm gonna go looking for these pretzel goldfish. What is colors? Just goldfish's multiple
Just
colors.
different colors, yeah.
That one's not that fun.
There's also like I think like pizza flavor,
Oh,
extra sharp cheddar flavor, like very cheesy. There's also like the sweet ones, so they have like s'mores and like graham crackers,
s'mores and graham crackers.
vanilla cupcake flavored.
What are we doing?
Appealing to children apparently, and reversing everything that Michelle Obama has stood for.
That's like with Oreo. Like, what are they doing?
I remember when I emailed them way back in the day
did.
of like, hey, you should do a variety flavor, like a variety pack. So it's like a few of different kinds of Oreos. So I'm not tempted to buy all of them. And I can just buy one pack and do like a little sampler of it.
Yeah, and you said, oh, instead of having a full pack of this, maybe like a small 3-pack.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they do sell, but along with the other Nabisco cookies.
But I'm saying like, okay, a new flavor. Okay, they just came out with Diet Coke Oreos.
Well,
Which, why, first of all?
you tried them, right?
I did.
How were they?
Odd, I guess. You eat it and you like get that Oreo flavor, but then there's like the chocolate, but then you kind of get a Coke flavor. And then there's also like Pop Rocks in there to simulate the carbonation.
I don't like that.
Yeah. But in order to even try that, you got to buy an entire packet.
Yeah.
Give me a little sampler of 3 cookies. I would buy that and be like, do I like this or not? Oh, I love this. I'm going to buy the big pack now.
Exactly. Like how Chips does it. Like you could go to like the deli and buy like a small bag.
Do you know the conspiracy about that though?
You did tell me about that. Explain to the audience.
Yeah, for those who don't know, apparently the small bags have more flavor, more of the seasoning on the chips, depending on what you get. And they are purposely made to be better. So then whenever you're like, oh, this is absolutely phenomenal, I'm going to buy the family size bag. And when you buy those don't have as much seasoning, not as much stuff, and it just is lacking in quality because they want to use those little bags to make you buy the big bag.
Marketing.
So if you want, just buy the little bags. Those are the better ones.
Yeah. And you're not as tempted to buy or eat the whole bag, which I know you have done.
Yes, I'm terrible with snacks. Even before we started this recording, I'm munching on mango slices.
That's healthy though.
That is
Good
true.
job.
But what was your favorite goldfish?
I really love the Parmesan ones.
I do vaguely remember
Mixing the Parmesan ones and the pretzel ones together though. Oh, so good.
So you're saying I need to buy both?
Yes. You need to buy all the ones that you haven't tried.
Do you know, I don't think we talked about this. I just found out there's different Red Bull flavors.
I mean, again, you shop with horse blinders on. You don't look around. You're very bland in what you get. It's always the same thing.
I'm bland. Okay, yeah. I do get a lot of the same stuff.
See? Ha! I know you better than you.
I just like the convenience of...
Yeah, but then how do you know you're going to like new things if you don't actually go out and get them?
I do.
After I tell you about it.
Well, yeah, because I don't look for it, so...
Exactly! Exactly my fucking point. Broaden your horizon.
I know. A coworker was saying like, oh yeah, I love blueberry Red Bull. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? There's no blueberry.
Oh boy.
And I then got a lesson on all the different flavors of Red Bulls.
They have pretty much all the colors in the rainbow flavored Red Bull.
I prefer the colors of the wind.
Okay, calm down, Pocahontas.
But speaking of companies, did you hear that Google is getting fined?
The number is just so absurd.
I can't even put this number into my brain of how big this is. It is 2.5 decillion.
Yeah. So 33 zeros after the 2.5.
What does that even look like? If you had a room of $2.5 decillion, what does that? How? But it's so funny because even in the article, it's like, even with the amount of money that Google makes, they can't pay this because that amount of money doesn't exist in the world.
Exactly, yeah.
Which makes me think, can we just sue companies for any random amount of money?
I guess you can, seeing this.
Can we sue like Facebook for $1 decillion?
For targeted ads that I don't want, yeah. For selling my information, I'm going to sue you for 1 quadrillion or like whatever dollars.
Oh, is that how we market like our podcast? We sue YouTube for not like allowing small podcasts to thrive, and we sue them for like $1 decillion.
Ooh.
We don't actually plan on winning or going to court, but it makes headlines, and then we actually get people to know about us.
Guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Remember that craze back in like the 2000s where like everyone was suing everybody just because they could?
Yeah. We can do this, and then just everyone do it.
This is free for me to do?
And I might get money out of it?
Yes, please.
Where are you going to go? Somewhere with that? You just brought that up.
I was, and then just blanked out.
Just zapped out of your brain.
Yep.
Hey, remember when we did this? Yeah. Cool.
I mean, I want to see where this goes, just because it's like, obviously there's nothing there substantial for it to like stay intact.
At this point, just let them keep raising the price. I want to see how big this number gets.
Yeah. Because clearly they're not going to do anything about it. Google's not going to do anything about it.
No.
So let it run. Let's just see where it goes. Let's see how far a existing number can be. Because there's a point where like numbers just don't exist anymore.
That's not true.
What's the highest number there is?
Infinity?
Well, that's just going on and on forever.
Yeah, like you can't stop. It just keeps going.
Right, but it's like after infinity, there's nothing.
You'll never reach infinity.
So what's the highest number you could actually go to physically? Like putting an actual number on it besides infinity.
There is no end.
I can see your brain breaking.
It just goes on forever. Like you just keep adding commas until you keep going. Just comma, comma, comma. Comma chameleon.
Thanks,
It's just big
bitch.
numbers.
I hate math. Could you imagine learning that in school now?
No, do you see how... I don't know why my voice went so high. Do you see how... Have you seen how kids are learning how to do like addition and multiplication in schools now?
It's called Common Core Math.
Oh, I hate it so much.
I look at it and then I'm just like, okay, no, you're wrong.
I've seen a guy... The problem was put up on the whiteboard,
Mm-hmm.
and the teacher's going through showing this Common Core thing. A guy wrote it down on a piece of paper, solved it in 3 seconds, went, put on a pot of coffee, went outside and sat for a second, came back in, poured a cup of coffee, and the teacher is still explaining the math problem. Like, it's like it's taking so long to explain this one simple thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just born at the right time.
Our generation, the millennial generation, was the last generation where I feel like we're normal.
Yeah, like I think back to like the 70s of like, oh, that'd been cool to be, because like you were so free back then to do whatever you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Especially like with going against what society has told you.
Mm-hmm. And then it's just like that kind of got worse, but now I feel like we were at the last point before the breaking point of just, yeah, everyone's fucked now from here on out.
Like society's just crumbled.
Yes. We're like the ship right as it hits the iceberg. And now the rest of the generation is the ship now sinking.
True.
I just saw a video too of how a cruise ship just hit an iceberg.
Uh-oh.
And they were filming it, and like the lady filming it was like, "We just hit an iceberg. We just hit an iceberg. Titanic."
Hey, at least we learned. If the movie has taught us anything.
My first thought is like, is that bad to yell Titanic on a cruise ship? Because is that like...
I wonder if that happened with that 2012 cruise ship that just tilted and was sinking. Because it was all flooding too. It was like water was rising into it.
Is that what you yelled? Titanic!
Titanic!
Where are you, Leo? Save me.
Jack!
Get the doors, get the doors.
I was just going to say, I was going to make a door joke.
That would have been cool to experience.
Titanic
before iceberg hit. It would have been cool to see.
Yeah, because you would be at the top floor and me being brown would have been in third class, bitch.
You'd be working in the engine room.
Yeah. Motherfucker.
Like we said,
I would be dead. You'd be alive.
History is not kind to you if we went back
Your
in time.
people has fucked my people over. I want reparations.
I'm not. Talk to my manager. I don't know what you want. Have your people talk to my people. I don't know what to do. But yeah, so we're getting close to the end of it. But I've been sitting on, this is another topic I've been sitting on. I've been wanting to talk about. It was just discovered that there was a guy who had 3 penises.
I'm sorry, what? This is the kind of stuff you see online in not so NSFW websites.
It's like, do you remember Double Dick, dude?
No.
You don't remember
I'm sorry,
this?
what?
So we'll start with this. The 3 penis guy. It wasn't like he pulled down his pants and it's like a tentacle of like an octopus hanging out with like different ones.
Oh, thanks for that visualization.
Because that's what whenever I read the headline, that was my first thought. Like, okay, how do you pee? Do you have to hold all 3 because you don't know which one it's going to come out of? Or does it just come out of all 3 and it's like a super soaker? When you get horny, does only one go up or does all 3 and then you're on the verge of dying from a heart attack because all your blood is being used? Like, what are the logistics here? And I imagine like for a guy, because like when you put on pants, it has to go down one direction of your leg, pretty much.
I didn't know that, but okay, continue.
I mean, it has to sit somewhere. It can't just...
I thought you just shove it in.
Girls have it easy. They just have a nice little package that doesn't go anywhere. So would it be like one goes down each leg and just one sits in the middle to like a tripod?
I'm like, oh, tripod.
and like lastly, how were you not in porn like with 3 penises? Because I feel like that's a gold maker.
That's the one job that I feel like would give you the most amount of money.
Yes. But I sent you the link if you want to look at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
So there's that diagram. And so the red area and the green area are the extra penises.
The red area and the green. Okay, I'm looking at a picture with numbers. So what the numbers are?
So 6 and 10. If you look, like 6 is the boundary of 7 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 is the boundary of that red section.
Mm-hmm.
So those are his extra peni.
The plural. So these are just not grown. They're inside.
Inside, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't discover it until he died, and they did an autopsy, and they're like, "What is this? This isn't right."
We don't know this.
I don't know how we put this chart up on Instagram, but we need to put this up
without getting flagged for it.
We'll have to figure out a way to do this without it getting flagged. But I feel like you would have to know something is off if you have extra stuff in you.
You know what would be cool? If live people can get autopsies.
What?
Well, like not like, because nowadays you can get like cameras put in.
So you just like do a deep human exploration of my body.
Yes, Miss Frizzle. We need to do that. We need to do this Magic School Bus style.
What if your doctor showed up into the like thing dressed as Miss Frizzle and like, all right, we're gonna.
I would run out, but I'm not trusting that bitch.
I kind of don't want to see that.
See what?
My
Your
insides.
Why? It'd be cool.
I remember whenever I got into my car accident, I had to get in. What's the scan of like you're in the machine and it kind of like
MRI,
but it grafts out
CT?
all your organs.
CT scan?
I don't know which one does what. So it's a CT for my entire body because they needed to make sure there was no damage or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like after it was done, the nurse was with me and she's like, all right, so here's the images. And I'm standing right behind her looking at the screen with her. And I'm still in my robe, so I'm naked just in my robe. With her.
Why?
So she's scrolling through my body and she's like, all right, so we're scrolling through section to section and section. And she's like, here's your lungs, here's your heart, here's your spleen. And I'm like, we're still going lower. We're still going lower. And like, we're going down. And then all of a sudden you see my penis pop up on the screen. And I was standing there like, oh my God. Why do we have to go that low? We stay up above. We don't need to see that. It's so awkward and embarrassing.
Aww. I would have loved to see like a real time reaction of you.
I wish I could. Like, I just know it's immediate. Like, oh no, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. There it is.
Hello.
But going off of this, like the double dick guy, I can't believe you don't know about this. It's literally a dude.
Depending on when this got out or when it released, because there was a time in my life where I was not allowed to look up certain things online. YouTube was banned from me in my house.
That is true. So I don't want to. Okay. I looked up the double dick guy and I regret looking at that now.
Why would that just be the only thing you type in?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not smart, remember? We going back to the beginning.
Very true.
He literally a guy born with two penises, just like I was saying, on the outside. So it was like and he got like a porn contract because of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you have two penises, of course you're gonna. So that was a huge thing, and I'm like, oh, now we have triple dick guy.
Well, there's gonna be one every year where like it just gets bigger and big, or like there's more and more and more.
It just gets to the point where you have Davy Jones when you pull down your pants. I should have known making a movie reference. I
think it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is.
Okay.
Now imagine I just made that joke and you know what this looks like now.
Thanks. I needed that visual. It's like Medusa.
Medusa with a beard. I'm just impressed that that's a thing that can happen.
That's kind of like with conjoined twins, of how a lot of them can have one shared body but like separate organs.
What would you do if you were a conjoined twin? Like, what would you do if you had a head right here that was just listening to the podcast, but we didn't let them speak?
I honestly don't know.
Like, get out of here, Terry. This is only our podcast. Listen to your audio podcast or something.
Here, put these on. That's like that one famous girl.
Yeah,
who's a conjoined twin.
That's what I was thinking of too. Like,
the one who got married.
Yeah.
So she got married. How?
I know exactly what you're thinking, and I question the same exact thing.
How awkward is that? Like, even going for paperwork, like getting that legalized. What would your passport picture look like?
Your passport picture? Imagine being on your honeymoon and like you're just the third wheel on this honeymoon that isn't even your wedding.
Put a sheet over that face.
I just imagine the hospital dividers, like the and you have like a drape between the two heads. Like, all right, you look out the window or something. So many questions I have about that. Like,
what would be the weirdest thing for you to have that shouldn't be there?
What would be the weirdest thing to have?
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Like having like an extra head on my belly. Could you imagine that? Like, that was my icebreaker. Like, you met me and I was like, do you want to see something cool? And I lift up my shirt and there's a little head like, hey. Hi.
I'd be nice to you, but we wouldn't be friends.
My name's Timmy the tummy.
I'm imagining Timmy from South Park. Timmy!
You wouldn't be my friend if I had a belly face?
Yeah, if you showed it to me.
Why?
Because that'd be scary.
I can't help that I have a Timmy.
Okay, I'd be nice to you, but we wouldn't be like close friends.
Imagine if that was the way I could eat. Like, I could talk to you while feeding Timmy and it goes into the same stomach. I would prefer that, actually. Like,
why?
Because I could like sit here and work. I could be doing the podcast while this one's eating.
Yeah, but that's a face. It doesn't have hands. You have to be the one feeding it. Unless it's going to go like eat like a dog.
Yeah, you set up like a little pouch like a horse. And, like
a feed bag.
Yeah. It just eats. I get my nutrition and I could be so productive with that.
Yeah, but how about like peeing and going to the bathroom?
What do you mean?
Like, would you be sitting down and like uncovering Timmy
What?
when you go to the bathroom
Yeah.
to poop? Would you not like lift your shirt up?
Oh yeah, I mean he would be there. Nothing you could do about it. Yeah, technically, like if you're taking a shower, are you drowning him the entire time? Because
You are.
just waterboarding.
He wouldn't have lungs.
Oh yeah, that's true. There would be no lungs. It'd just be like eyes and a mouth.
Okay, this is getting weird. Let's end it.
No, what would be yours?
I don't like Timmy.
What would be yours?
Probably like a hand.
Like an extra hand on your arm or where?
Like either on my arm or like my leg or something.
Again, I could see that if it was operational, that would be so useful. I think we're just finding useful things that we could add to ourselves. I would love to have a third arm.
For what? Why?
Or a fourth arm. I want 4 arms. Give me 4 arms. I want to be Goro.
I don't know what that is.
I know. Anytime I know I'm going to make and you make references that I don't know.
Yeah.
I have all the video game and movie references that you don't know. Goro is from Mortal Kombat.
Okay. I know the game.
Like even with a third arm, because I always say like it would be cool to have a monkey tail.
Okay.
Disbelief. Imagine if you had a monkey tail and you could just like, I'm sitting here typing and my monkey tail is holding my cup of tea and I could just drink from the tea while I'm typing away at something.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be so convenient. If you had a third arm, it'd be so convenient to just do stuff.
That is true.
Except for on the leg. I couldn't imagine on the leg it being very...
Yeah. Or like having an extra foot.
That would be very inconvenient.
Yeah.
Because now you got to buy 2 pairs of shoes and throw one out because you can't just buy 1 shoe.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of like the weirdest thing that I would want.
I knew someone who had a 6th toe.
Yeah. I mean, actors have like extra whatever fingers and toes are called.
Oh my god. Did you see that the Black Power Ranger thing?
No.
He doesn't have a middle finger.
What?
Did you not? You didn't know this either?
No.
This just blew up. I'm looking it up now. I don't know how none of us caught this as a kid. I'm so glad you brought that up because I'm like, oh my god, this is so relevant.
I don't like that.
It was in the show. We just never saw it.
Was it in the show? Or
Yeah.
did they do some sort of like CGI and make it look like he had a whole hand?
No. I'm trying to find the thing because even his glove only has 4 fingers.
I don't like that.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Oh, weird.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, I feel like I remember seeing that way back in the day, and I always thought it was just, oh, this is just for the character. And like, he's intentionally putting that finger down to make it look like it was part of the story.
Oh, I could see that.
Again, my memory isn't that reliable.
Yes.
I only remember like 1 episode.
I remember watching that first Bollywood movie.
Yeah.
I forget what the name of it was, and that one actor has the weird
2 thumbs. He has 2 thumbs. Yeah.
And I was like, something's weird with this thumb, and I don't know what. And I text you like, what's up with this? And you're like, oh yeah, he has 2 thumbs.
Yeah, I remember like way back in the day they try to hide it. Because even in some of the superhero movies that he's done, they use CGI to take it out.
Oh, that's a lot of CGI work.
I mean, they have the money for it.
I guess. That's kind of like with Superman. What's his name? Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Whatever, like, he was in a movie for something and he had to have a mustache, but then they needed to reshoot for Superman where Superman doesn't have a mustache, but he was contractually obligated to keep the mustache on for the other movie he's in.
Right.
So they had to go in and CGI the top of his mouth to not have a mustache.
Jeez.
Hollywood.
Woo, money.
All right. Well, if you're missing a finger or have any extra body parts, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, we want to know what.
Don't send us pictures.
Please don't. We just, yeah.
And if you like this episode, be sure to
send us pictures. No, actually, you know what? Please do. I'm going to forward it all to you, and I'm not going to look at them. This is all just so you could get
manage
your
that stuff.
download.
You can go ahead and
we have a shared email on this one.
you're in charge of that one, so
exactly. I'll just forward it to you.
You're making it worse on yourself.
I will see people who have emailed and know what it's about, and I will just forward it to your personal one. Okay, close this out.
All right. If you like that episode, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Go follow all of our socials at Intersint Pod.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
Woo! Bye!